Connor Zilisch outduels Shane Van Gisbergen in a Sonoma Showdown that'll go down in Xfinity Series history. Let's break it all down. Welcome back to the Breaking Bob channel. Hope y'all are doing well on this Saturday night or whenever you're watching this. And oh my gosh, what a great day for the Xfinity Series at Sonoma. And remember, just a couple of days ago, some of y'all were wanting less of these races, by the way. Haven't forgotten that. We'll talk all about that. But of course, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing as far as NASCAR content on a daily basis here at Breaking Bob. It helps me out a ton. Without further ado, let's just jump right into it because I'm amped up, y'all. That was an incredible race today. And it's very rare that you come away saying that was an incredible race, knowing that there was going to be one of two guys winning today. But it was truly a great battle because last week at Chicago, the Chicago Street Course for the Xfinity Series, it was Shane Van Gisbergen and Connor Zilisch in those Red Bull cars dueling in Chicago. And I said at the part of that video I did in the recap, literally got to see them battle for a few seconds there, and it was SVG squeezing Zilisch into the wall. I wanted more of that. Well, this weekend, all eyes were on the round 2 battle between SVG and Zilisch. No Red Bulls on the car this week. No problem at all. Both showed up with their game faces on, starting on the front row, and an absolute slugfest between young Connor Zilisch at 18 years old and the former Supercars 3-time champion, one of the better drivers in the world, Shane Van Gisbergen, and it lived up to the billing. Connor Zilisch led 46 laps, while Shane Van Gisbergen led 24, but ultimately it was young Connor Zilisch equaling the series 1-1 after last week at Chicago, getting the best of the Giz as he held off a late surge from the Kiwi. It was perfect. It was absolutely exactly what you want from NASCAR road course racing because SVG, as a teammate of Connor Zilisch, mind you, roughed him up a little bit, got to his bumper, but could have cleaned him out and didn't. Connor Zilisch, respectful racing as a young driver, really showed the racecraft today to hold off one of the better drivers in the world behind him in his rear view for those last part of stage 3. Just absolute delivered today from Sonoma, and it's exactly what you want from the Xfinity Series. If I'm the CW, I'm marketing those last 10 laps and saying, this is exactly what the Xfinity Series is all about. Great driving, clean racing with still physical battles, and the car that allows those drivers to make those moves. And still, it comes down to the driver control and skill. I mean, you look at it, and SVG said he lost the rear on that final stage. Connor Zilisch ultimately controlled his equipment enough to hold off that last surge from SVG. It was just a perfect blend of racecraft, physical road course driving, and still essential NASCAR racing. And I mentioned it just a second ago, but you look at Brad Keselowski's comments just a couple of days ago, Denny Hamlin echoing it, saying we don't need as many road course races in NASCAR. Well, look at the last 10 laps of today. You come in today with SVG winning the pole at the Cup Series today, on pole for Xfinity. Everyone's coming off of his dominance last week at Chicago, saying this guy is unbeatable. He's the greatest road course racer ever. Enters Connor Zilisch at 18 years old, this phenom, this prospect that keeps delivering on a daily basis, weekly basis, I guess, on the NASCAR world, just keeps delivering for the expectations that have been set for him. You're going to see him in the Cup Series next year because of races like today. He shows the skill. He shows the absolute potential that he could be one of the best drivers in NASCAR history when it's all said and done. It's his 3rd win of the year. He's led 8 straight races. Now, you look at, he's just absolutely getting into his comfort level, I think, in the Xfinity Series. He's definitely adapting to the car well as far as the summer series goes. The summer's part of the schedule. But you're going to look back, I said how Connor Zilisch could be one of the GOATs of all time. You're going to look back at this race, I think, years from now, when you look back at the decorated history between both of these drivers, Shane Van Gisbergen and Connor Zilisch, and where they're at in their careers, SVG being the veteran, still learning in the NASCAR world, and Connor Zilisch, 18 years old, brand new to the NASCAR scene, dueling it out at Sonoma, one of NASCAR's old school road courses. We're going to go back and watch this tape years from now and say, yeah, that was history right there. They cooked with that race. That was must-see TV, and if you got to watch that today, it was worth the whole build-up for all 79 laps, I believe, of the Xfinity Series race today. Absolutely chef's kiss. And I didn't even mention it, but SVG giving Connor Zilisch the thumbs up midway through the race there during their battle there. It just goes to show the respect there. You even heard their post-race interviews how both a little bit, I think, more understanding of after last week, the tone had been set with teammates, racing each other. And by the way, Junior Motorsports, all 4 cars in the top 9 there. Dale Jr. has bring so much speed to these road courses, especially this year in the Xfinity world. He's brought it, especially this year in the Xfinity level completely. But you look at the road course series, their package there at Junior Motorsports, just absolutely flat out the best in the garage. Probably you could maybe compare RCR with Austin Hill and Jesse Love, and obviously their alliance with Big Machine. But, Jesse Love had that issue mechanically. He finished last. Austin Hill cleaned out Corey Day there, and Harrison Burton by default later in the race or earlier in the race there. You look at Junior Motorsports consistently, they bring the speed there today. And you looked at today's race, it was either SVG or Connor Zilich, just like last week. Again, both Junior Motorsports team. It's a credit to also the shop and the speed they bring also. And mention Big Machine and their speed with the technical lines with RCR. Nick Sanchez, a fourth place finish today. The rookie continuing to impress. He's already locked himself into the playoffs, but a fourth place finish today. We also had Riley Herbst in fifth in the JGR 19, getting a one-off start here in the Xfinity level. And building confidence for Riley Herbst. That's all it is a tough start to his rookie Cup Series debut. And another guy that's had a tough rookie campaign, although the Xfinity level, is William Sawalich and Joe Gibbs Racing in the 18 car. Coming off of an incredible win in the ARCA race yesterday, a three-wide photo finish. That last lap was absolute chaos in the best way for ARCA. It was an absolute cluster, but it was must-see TV there on Tubi, I believe. Yeah, Tubi. It was a great finish there on ARCA. William Sawalich getting the win, kind of building that confidence for what's been an awful, abysmal, no good, rotten year to start his Xfinity Series career. But today was probably the best race he's ever run in his NASCAR career, if you ask me. And no, it's not because he didn't win the race. He didn't win the race. He finished third place, but he showed his own against two of the best road course racers in any part of the NASCAR level with SVG and Connor Zilich. Even at Zilich is 18, the pedigree is there, the level is there, and William Sawalich held his own, even getting by SVG at one point in the second part of the race there. And third place, he was probably clearly the third, fourth best car all day, I think you could argue. And for William Sawalich, these are the kind of moments that you look at and say, okay, they're rushing him up the ladder a little too early, too quickly, but the talent is there. I mean, this is the guy that did win the ARCA championship last year over Connor Zilich, who didn't get as many starts, yes, but the talent is there. You just also have to consider that he's rushed, and Connor Zilich is an alien. He's the outlier. It's not fair to compare the two, but a moment moving forward for William Sawalich, definitely, I think we can all say, a step in the right direction for the young prospect in the Toyota camp. We've got the Cup Series going green from Sonoma tomorrow. They've got a tough act to follow following the Xfinity, even the ARCA finish on Friday. But SVG leading them to the green, and it's going to be interesting to see if he can go 3 for 3 for the last three road courses, of course, winning at Mexico and Chicago. But I look for teammate Ross Chastain at Trackhouse to potentially be the one that could maybe give the Giz some fits. You've seen Daniel Suarez win at Sonoma in the past, and Trackhouse brings consistently fast cars to road courses. Chastain starting fourth tomorrow on the second row behind the Giz in the front, but I wouldn't be shocked to see the watermelon getting splattered at the finish line tomorrow in wine country. But let me know your thoughts down below about today's Xfinity race. Of course, Connor Zilich just proving that he is the prospect that we believe he is to be, and Shane Van Gisbergen, of course, just elevating the road course racing in NASCAR overall as a whole. I think really everyone looks to him to be the standard, and he's making everyone better. I think that's really, you got to look at that also, but also having fun while doing it as he's transitioned over here to America fully. He's just, I think, gone along with it, just transitioned with flying colors. It's really cool to see him embrace the culture here in NASCAR. But let me know your thoughts down below about the racing today. Who do you like tomorrow in the Cup Series race? Make sure to subscribe to Breaking Bob for more NASCAR content. Like this video, it does help me out a ton. And I'll see you tomorrow night post-race from Sonoma. Stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching.